Okay, that's top 15 new games 2023. Let's go.
2023 is looking absolutely stacked for video game releases. So let's break it
Exactly.
down to the first half
Please.
of 2023. Here are 15 new games we're looking forward to checking out. Please note, as of right now, there are a bunch of games coming out in 2023 that don't have a release date, and we're not talking
Yeah.
about those. We're sticking to the ones that officially have a date. And also,
Okay.
just know a small disclaimer:
They may
all
delay.
these
They may
are
be
subject
delayed.
to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Game delays happen all the time.
Yeah.
But
Every
with
time.
that being said, let's get
Except for
started
God
off
of War.
with number 15.
They were on time.
Atomic Heart is finally soon upon us. This
Bruh, look
first-person
at this.
action-adventure game, heavily inspired by the likes of
Look.
BioShock, at least
Oh
at a
my
glance,
goodness.
just seems really, really unique with this
My
alternate
goodness.
history, Soviet sci-fi spin with lots of
The fighting
melee
looks
weapons,
amazing.
guns,
It looks
and
weird.
cool abilities.
I
In a
never
wild
played
and wacky
BioShock.
world filled with weird robots. Not to mention, the
But
game just has some really big
if
and
this is how it
impressive
looks
looking
like-
environments and just overall some pretty good graphics, at least from the trailer.
Like the fighting,
Atomic
at
Heart,
least.
though, like we said, wearing inspirations on its sleeves could still end up being incredibly unique. We've been following this game for
Bruh, this is exactly like why first person shooters. This is how first person shooter games should be like. The story ones at least.
years at this point. Back when it was just like a little.
Then they're worth
Kickstarter
playing.
project. And now, after again, like
'Cause
I
first
said,
person
many
is not
delays,
even the
it's finally
best.
Getting a full-fledged release, February 21st, 2023. Next over.
21st? That's when the brother earns. Damn. Okay.
Number 14, the Dead Space
Ah,
remake is
yes, of
coming
course.
right at the start of the
I'm
new
getting
year,
this one.
and we
No
have
doubt.
pretty high hopes for this one. Yes,
No
it is
doubt.
coming from EA, who has a tendency to screw things up, but I think after Callisto
Yeah.
Protocol, we just got that taste for gritty sci-fi survival.
I haven't
horror
played
in space,
Callisto.
back in
I
our
haven't.
minds. Say what
That's
you
the
want
problem.
about Callisto Protocol, loved it or hate it, it definitely left us wanting more of that style of game, and thankfully, the Dead Space remake is essentially right around the corner. Although
Right,
some might argue it's a game that didn't even look like it needed a remake, visually
Yeah.
so far, it does seem like it looks pretty awesome. And Dead Space 1 and 2
I mean-
are some incredible games, so we're looking forward to jumping back in.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, right, like buy Callisto and then buy Dead Space. Because I haven't played Callisto. I haven't bought Callisto. I'm broke. Right? But guess what? Buy Callisto, buy Dead Space. Play them all at the same time. That would be so dope.
January 27th.
January
Next over at number
27th.
13, we
So
have
far, still.
Hogwarts Legacy. This is the
Ah,
big
yes.
open world adventure Harry Potter game that a lot of people have been asking
The gameplay
for
looks
for
amazing.
a long time. It takes place many, many, many years before Harry Potter or even Fantastic Beasts, and focuses on you going
Yeah.
to Hogwarts, creating your own character, going to classes, and doing whatever
Damn.
you want. And there's a lot of potential for this one to be a big deal
Damn.
to a lot of Potter fans. It could be pretty sweet, and after a bunch of delays as well, with this one, we'll finally know February 10th, 2020.
I think people just like it because of the world building of it all, but they don't. They're not like, hey, like I'm a Potter fan, I
23.
guess, or whatever. I
Next
don't know.
over at number
That's my
12,
opinion.
let's talk Forspoken.
Forspoken,
I think in any
I've
game
played
on
the demo.
list, this is the one that should have an asterisk.
Played
This is
the
the one
demo.
where we're kind of
It's
cautiously
pretty cool.
optimistic because there is a demo out right now, and although we weren't super head over heels for it, we'll admit that
Yeah.
like we just haven't seen a lot of the game. But Forspoken essentially is you as a regular person thrust into a fantasy world and given mage powers. The game focuses around a magical parkour-like traversal around open environments, questing, and combat that
It's-
seemingly predominantly involves magic and casting.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
Square
yeah.
Enix collaboration has been teased for a long time. We knew about this game before it even had the name Forspoken, and it's
Mm-hmm.
finally releasing after many delays, January 24th, 2023.
You gotta play the demo.
Next over at
It's
number
not
11,
bad.
we have Sons of the Forest. So this is another long
Plus it's free.
game, the follow-up to
Sons
the
of the
survival
Forest.
game The Forest. Sons of the Forest seems like it's taking the success
Okay.
of the first The Forest game and putting its money where its mouth is and making a bigger, better The Forest game with a little bit more of a cinematic approach, more
Okay.
depth, better graphics, more mechanics. And to be honest, this one's still been shrouded in some secrecy and it's had some delays, but we're gonna see it February 23rd, 2023.
That's not my thing,
Next
though.
over at number
It's not
10,
my
we
thing.
have Street Fighter 6. Man,
Street Fighter
this one
6.
is looking pretty awesome. Some fighting game fans have already gotten their
Yeah.
hands on it, and it seems like they're coming away impressed. And although we certainly at GameX do not specialize in fighting games by any means, Street Fighter is a lot of fun. This one looks no different. Visually, it looks absolutely stunning, but it also looks like it's got the
With fighting games, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Tekken though. That's for
gameplay
sure.
chops to back it up.
It's
And
almost like
some
always the
interesting new
same.
characters. New characters that don't feel kind of like half-assed or forced. From what we've seen so far, they seem pretty sweet. And then also
Damn.
new creative spins on classic beloved
Okay.
characters that we've known for so long also look pretty cool. Capcom's big old Street Fighter 6 is dropping June 2nd, 2023.
I want to play with Ken. I want to play
Now,
with
next
Ken
over
a
at
lot.
number 9, we have Diablo 4. This one has been
Diablo.
long in the works, and it's finally almost here.
You know,
This
the
Diablo is
trailers
visually
of
pretty
Diablo
incredible
always look
from what we've
amazing.
seen.
I gotta
From those
react
cool
to the trailers
cinematic
of
movies that
Diablo.
Blizzard is always known for,
Always
to the
amazing.
actual gameplay
But are they
itself.
worth it?
And
No.
It seems like they're going bigger and crazier with this. Bigger worlds, more
It's
instances,
a
more loot, more connectivity,
style
more playing with friends. And
type
we're
of game,
really
I
curious
think.
to see how this one goes, because even a decent Diablo game is still pretty good. Will it top Diablo 2? A lot of us think nothing ever will, but we like to see people try. And we'll know this summer, apparently, when Diablo 4 drops June 6th. Next over at number 8,
Okay.
we have Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Now, in a sea
Okay, this I'm
of
looking forward to.
Souls-like games and Soulsborne copycats, Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo know what they're doing. They made the Neo games, so Wolong Fallen
Seen this
Dynasty
video a
seems
couple
to
of
be
times.
continuing that trend with just a bigger adventure, more compelling and challenging combat, but also this time around, seemingly a really compelling and cinematic story. It's
Yeah.
in like a fantasy spin on the three.
You know, it's the crazy thing, man. It's like, I don't know, the more you grow older, the more these games, they start looking the same way. I don't know. So when they said Souls, like, I was like curious.
Kingdoms period and embracing Chinese history, so it's unique, it's a little different. Knowing their gameplay pedigree, I think this one, if you're into this genre, might be a safe bet, and you'll get your hands on it.
It looks
March
interesting,
3rd,
though.
2023. Next over at number 7, we have Company of Heroes 3. Now, although this
Company
is
of Heroes
apparently getting
3.
a console release, Company of Heroes is definitely a PC gamer's game, and essentially with this one, and I'm using the developers' words themselves, they're just going bigger and better. This time around,
What
it's
is
in the
this?
Mediterranean theater, and you have
Is it a
way
first
more
person?
options with your units, the
Is
flexibility
it a
of what they can
strategic?
do, and the destruction vehicles can cause. There's going to be a co-op skirmish mode, competitive multiplayer, and seemingly some pretty large-scale battles. If you like action, tactics, and World War II history, the Company of Hero games are pretty engaging.
Of course.
The average normie might see these things and think they're boring, but I can assure you they are not. They're pretty intense. You'll get pretty sweaty. I mean, it's from the developers Relic. They know what they're doing, and this really
No, you know, I am a normie, and I'm proud of it, because I'm not going to play these games.
releases February 23rd.
February 23rd.
Next over at number 6, we have the Resident
Not
Evil
looking
4
forward to it.
remake. This is one
Yeah.
that some of us here at Game Ranks is our most anticipated game because it's just a remake of Resident Evil 4. That's
Sure.
crazy. It's something actually we never would have imagined we'd see.
Yeah.
And here it is. So far, from what we've been able to see from Capcom, it seems like they are willing to change things up a little bit. They're going
Yes,
a little bit
sir.
darker. They're embracing more horror, more scary
Yeah.
elements. A lot of the game looks like it's taking place at night this time around,
Mm-hmm.
but also you can still do all the wacky, crazy Resident Evil 4 stuff like roundhouse kick dudes, and now
Mm-hmm.
apparently parry the chainsaw guy with your knife. That for me is it. Just those little
Parry
things.
the
Someone who's
chainsaw guy
replayed
with your
Resident
knife.
Evil 4 a million times.
I tried playing the first one, Resident Evil 4, the classic one, right? It's ridiculous, man. The gameplay, I don't know what were they thinking, making that kind of movement in the games, but wow. You had to stand still to shoot? Your sis.
I'm just
Damn.
excited to see what little different things they might squeeze in. Where can they really flesh out Resident Evil 4? Where can they surprise us?
The
And
boy
where can
looks
they
clean.
remain
He
really
looks very
faithful
clean.
and just celebrate.
He
the
is
original game?
not getting
There's a lot
dirty.
they
Look
can
at
do
him.
here.
Look at his
They've
hair.
already done it before with Resident Evil
Even the
2
girl got
remake,
dirty.
So we're just really itching to get our hands on this one, and thankfully
But-
we will. March 24th, 2023. Now,
I'll
next
wait.
over at
I'll
number
wait for
5,
this one.
speaking of the return of weird old horror games, we have Dead Island 2. Yeah, this game was announced
Dead
back in like
Island.
2015 and hopped around between a bunch of developers, but now we're finally getting it. It's a real game
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
once again with a new developer, and
When is
it's
it coming
still
out?
set in like
April.
an open world California, Los Angeles type thing. So you're killing zombies in a
Yeah.
tropical setting with melee weapons, and just from what we've seen, like the brief glimpses in the gameplay trailer, it looks like Dead Island, but it does look like fun. And honestly,
Mm. Yeah.
at this point, we're just, pun intended, morbidly curious to just see if this game was worth the wait and all the delays and change developers.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, I mean, the Dead Island hype has really died down, but there could be a good game here. So we'll know for sure.
Nah,
April
I think it's gonna be worth it. You know, even I'm not a fan of such games, but I've played Dead Island. It's pretty
28th,
good.
2023.
Never finished it. Though.
Next over at
Let's
number
just-
4,
let's
we
just
have
get,
Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Man, oh man, this is
This-
Rocksteady's next game.
this.
The people behind the mainline Batman Arkham games. And this does take place in the Batman Arkham universe after Arkham
Bro.
Knight, where you seemingly play as the Suicide Squad tasked with taking down the Justice League because they've become corrupted. They've been turned evil. Comic book fans can really infer a lot from that, and we're just really excited to see Rocksteady's take on the
What the
Justice
hell?
League. Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and of course, Batman has been teased as making a return with Kevin Conroy once again voicing the character one last time. But we're just really curious to see how this game plays. They've been working on
Wait,
it
hold
for
on,
so
hold on,
long.
hold. Go back.
And voicing the character one last The Flash, Wonder Woman, and of course, Batman has been teased as making a return with Kevin Conroy once again voicing the character one last time. But we're just
Man, the man passed away after voicing Batman. Yo, it was like, no, it's not my time yet. I gotta finish the job and then I'll go.
just really curious to see how this
Rest in
game
peace,
plays.
man.
They've
Rest
been
in
working
peace.
on it for so long. We've gotten glimpses of gameplay, but I still have a lot of questions as to the flow and what
Sorry
you're
about that.
generally doing. Still, we love Rocksteady's take on DC Universe stuff, so
Yeah.
we're really in for that. Hopefully, we learn more soon. But as
The
of
gameplay
right
looked
now, we know
amazing.
the game is
It looked
slated
good.
for May 26th, 2023.
It is too far though.
Okay, now
I
next
won't lie.
down to number 3, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Respawn really killed it with Star Wars
I'm disappointed somehow. I saw the gameplay. I'm disappointed.
Jedi Fallen Order. In our humble opinion, they did a really
But
good
the
job
story
with
is
a
worth it,
Metroidvania
I'm
style
sure.
game and just a cool Star Wars game with satisfying combat and some neat little additions to the lore that didn't like overdo it or come off weird. It fit just right. It felt like a good old-fashioned Star Wars game. And they're doing it again here, seemingly with more enemy types, way bigger worlds, more options for traversal,
I don't know.
actual creature mounts to use, and multiple fighting stances, which the potential for that is absolutely incredible. Honestly, we're really curious to see where Cal Kestis' story can go now,
Yeah.
especially considering in the first game, there was a decent amount of resolution to his character, although he was pretty simple. I think there's a lot they can do now here going forward. I mean, he has a blaster now, which has really cool implications for
blaster,
combat.
nice.
Coruscant makes an appearance, which will be pretty cool. I could imagine for gameplay purposes if we get to jump around there. And hopefully there's just a lot of good stuff for Star Wars nerds. Like I said, Respawn did a really good job with
I
the
hope
last
they
game.
bring
Hopefully
Darth
after
Vader
that risk,
again.
now
I don't
they're
know.
able to
I like
go
the
even
ending.
Crazier. As of right now, March 17th, 2023 is the date.
March.
Now down to number 2, Final
17.
Fantasy 16.
Damn.
Man, this one looks big. This is a big
Looks
old
big, yeah.
crazy cinematic action-packed Final Fantasy JRPG with more action-focused
Oh.
combat and seemingly a bit of a mature edge. I mean, like in
Yeah.
the story trailers and stuff, we saw blood and just mature
Look at that.
story themes. But
This is how Star Wars should be. This is how Star Wars gameplay should be.
along with that, we get the traditional Final Fantasy
Look at
stuff.
that.
Awesome monster summons.
Look at that.
Tons of drama, a deep
Look at
story,
that.
and some incredible,
Look at how it
actually
looks.
downright god tier music. At this point, with
It's-
mainline Final
oh,
Fantasy
man,
games,
that's
I
a
just play
summon?
'em. I don't really need to know too much about them. I just love to jump into them and see what's up. And this looks like a nice, refreshing spin from 15. And I just really, really hope they nail the
Wait,
combat.
what?
Final Fantasy 16 is releasing June 22nd.
June
And now,
22nd.
finally, at number
That's worth it.
1,
That's
The
worth
Legend
it.
of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's been a
Okay,
long
this-
time since they announced the follow-up to Breath of the Wild, and now we're finally getting it. And I still have so many questions about this game, story-wise, mechanics-wise, but it seems like a very different Hyrule and gameplay with a lot more possibilities and creativity and physics-based stuff than we had in Breath of the Wild, which people really embraced. So for them
Yeah.
to double down on that is awesome. And honestly, I've been loving how mysterious this one is. Nintendo's been pretty tight-lipped. They haven't just shown off tons and tons of the game. And
Yeah.
at this point, I don't mind. I already bought my ticket. I'm signed up. I like Breath of the Wild, so to get some more of that, but
Breath
with
of
a
the Wild
different
is still
flavor,
one of-
sounds
it still
interesting.
stands
It's
up
not
till this
often
day,
when
doesn't it?
Nintendo just straight up does a follow-up to a previous Zelda game, so they gotta have some cool ideas up their sleeves. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is releasing May 12th, 2023. Those are 15 new games in 2023 we're really looking forward to checking out, but of course we got some bonus games we couldn't squeeze in. The first is Ubisoft's Skull and Bones. This is releasing March 9th, and it's that kind of open world multiplayer pirate game simulator thing. It could be good, it could be terrible, who knows, but I want to check it out because I like pirate video games. And also, Like a Dragon,
Yes,
Ishin. The whole
this one.
feudal style Yakuza game is finally coming to the West, and I've always wanted to check out this type of thing, and thankfully now we can, February 21st.
It looks
but those
weird.
are a bunch of games.
Okay, so go check out this channel, man. Please, because I don't want to be copyright striked. But I'm looking forward to the games that are coming through this time. They're not bad, you know. Like if you're just a cool, chilled customer, you know, you're just there to buy games and enjoy yourself. Then you have a good you have a good list. You have a good, you know, you can pick. You know, you can yeah you have options. Is what I'm trying to say.